Wandering the streets of the Mythopolis, I see the bare branches of the trees and feel the cold breeze on my face. On this, the shortest day of the year, light is scarce. I watch the gray clouds moving across the sky and wonder what new life could possibly be born out of this.
Through the skylight above us, both the white fire and the azure shadow of soul is streaming, and it is streaming into me, into us. There is no running from shadow. There is, like the spirit of the crow, merging black into it, for it is the light that casts the shadow in me. So I might, if I can clean my eyes, those windows upon my soul, perhaps, just perhaps, see the rainbow in the dark.
Dear H, the shadow side looms and this path is precarious, but I must heed this calling. My endless desire to trust the knowing propels me into gathering the strength and courage to face what comes with the tiny gifts I am given one moment at a time. Though it tires me at times to rest in such aloneness, the beauty I find when I emerge into the light of communion with what I have been given. I am grateful for a respite, a chance to sit and soak, breathe and ingest mana. Maybe I will remember my name.
My body rebels against the drop in temperature. Is it the cold that brings on a sense of doom and apprehension? Would I feel more optimistic if the sky were blue? No matter, when I get home and close my eyes, I see vague outlines of hauntingly tall, elongated figures. Silent and brittle, they resemble the trees they loom above. What are they searching for? As I try to fall asleep, I can't get the figures out of my mind. They hover in the dark, still as shadows, and I have the feeling that something bad is about to happen. Are they bringing it with them? Have they come to warn me or to bear witness? I tell myself this is all in my head and seek a happier mental picture. Since the figures resemble the dormant trees outside the windows, I picture them sprouting flowers as if I can fast forward to spring, a season I'm much more comfortable with. But it doesn't last. I can't fool myself for long. The next day I hit a deer when it bolts into the road in front of my car, and 2 days later a girl I know is killed while crossing the street a block from where I work. It's the holiday season, and mortality and grief are staring me right in the face. For better or worse, the figures are gone.
Every day, so many of us feel as though we are being ripped apart. The wounds scab over at night, and the next day it starts all over again. The scabs are ripped off. Me, I take my meds and try to dull the pain. At H, we gotta remember, walking away from the fire into the darkness, you have to face it all. The things you despise about yourself, the light you believe you can never reach, the true, powerful, magical you, where you came from, all of that damn history, good and bad. That is why so few of us can stay so exposed for so long, I guess.
For the next several days, I feel like there are holes in the world where the deer and Elena had been. I try to fill them with attempts at security which fail miserably. My usual strategies for getting ground and cheering myself up aren't working. My stories are being stripped away, and I'm just blue.
I live in a world, sweet blessed H, that tells me that all I aspire to be and are is worthless unless it is recognized by a group mind that is asleep. Sometimes it gets so overwhelming, I actually try and live the lie, become the illusion. And when this attempt fails, I feel worthless. I am not. You keep telling me that I am the personification of God, my love. God seeking to know itself. It is an incredible task to be awake. But to do so, you must endure it all. But you know what, H? Sometimes I just get fucking tired. Bone tired.
Slowly I start to regain my equilibrium, finding a new center. While the search for security is fruitless, opening myself to the kindness and love all around me starts to heal the tender places. In my brokenness, I become almost overwhelmed by the fierce beauty of the brokenness of us all. The cracks begin to seem less scary once I can see the light shining through.
We are travelers, you and I, through these mists of Mythopolis, and I hear you have taken a turn. That beam of light upon the path, yes, you know it is fleeting, forever and nearly never. This is our waking call. Now, well, there you have it. That secret of the sacred again. I have heard that we left the garden not because we were kicked out, but because we forgot to laugh. So I met your dearest cousins. They were doing fine. We are all on the road together.
It is always important to wander the boundaries of the Mythopolis in the wilderness. The wild places outside me heal the wild places inside me.
How can we commune with what is between the stars and darkness if we cannot embrace those parts of ourselves in our lives, past and present, that we feel are wrong age? Those dark corners of our minds we hide from and ignore in fear. Is forgiveness the key? I got really quiet this morning and the universe whispered in my ear, these things need to be loved. Walk through fear. Forgive yourself. Ask for what you want. Somewhere inside us both is the desire.
Stories are full of threes. 3 wishes, 3 little pigs, 3 wise men, 3 artists sitting in the Café Mythopolis. And even in real life, we look for threes. So when 2 hard things happened recently, there was, of course, a third. A thing so sad, so huge, so devastating, that all of my searching in the Mythopolis has been in preparation for it. The thing I've dreaded most of my life. The week I hit the deer and beautiful Elena was struck and killed, my father, who was already painfully thin, was in the process of losing another 8 pounds. My sister, a nurse, questioned whether he would make it through the holidays. He is now in hospice, comfort care, the mystery. And in my heart I am there with him, taking one breath after another, one step after another, until the day there are no more steps and no more breaths. But after this month of reflection, this month of wondering what life could be born out of so much loss, I know that my dad will live on. He will live in the smiles of strangers, the bravery of everyday heroes, the care we show each other, the simple rituals, nature, stillness, laughter, and, ultimately, love.
You remember my story about the mother tree H. She is older than time itself. She said to me, my roots go deep into the earth. My trunk and limbs drink the blood and water you have yet to find. You may nestle in the cradle of my roots for a time. I smiled at her and became a child. I rolled in the red mud surrounding her thick with food and wisdom. She laughed and said, you must go now, little one. They are waiting for you. I cocked my head and smiled as I looked up into the darkness that pooled between her large leaves of light. She smiled again. They are waiting for your birth.
And now I think I'm starting to understand the winter wisdom the tree figures came to share with me. This is a season of life to let go, to strip down, to dig deep, and to find nourishment in the dark, in the hidden, in the most unexpected places.
We are compelled to do our work no matter what. We choose this path because it is who we are, and whatever we must endure for it, we will. Face and embrace it even if you believe it will kill you. That is what Mother Oceana squalled to me as she pushed me upon the rocks, leading me here, giving me the chance to find my name.
Ever riding on this spirit of nature, find a home, a hearth, she says. Where? But for at my feet. These temple sands breathing in and out, together, tide shift. With your Father we are, with Mother Ocean we are, walking together on temple sands, our eyes shining. Today at the cafe, I walked through the pathways we all have made, and you brought me to this, my favorite place to be, by the sea.